Alrighty then. First person, congratulations. But I think that person got scared and left. Or maybe the protocol about people coming in is wrong. I could just open this stream now and say that the purpose of the stream is to just trust that you will fire off some hot questions. I will give some hot answers, and I will edit the best 10 minutes of this 1 hour and leave that 10 minutes up. Maybe it's gonna be entertaining and useful for some. I hope that. So I first want to say hi to don't know how to spell it. It's a risky name to even attempt to utter, but I'll try. Tova. Hello there. And I think Hector has been here before. Hello again, Hector. How are you guys doing? And where are you in? What city? Did you watch the Masterface video? I had a golden birthday, 29th of September, 29 years of age, and I made this monster video. You know, this guy here. Did you see this guy? Yes, you Hector, you've been here before. You've been hectically here before. It's lovely seeing the audience just increase every second here. We're up at 9 personalities. Maybe we have the whole Enneagram spectrum from personality 1 to personality 9. From the perfectionist to the peacemaker. For anyone who understands what I'm talking about. Definitely some of you do. Because this guy is not just an entertainer. He tries to bring freedom and wisdom. And some of you are not just looking for just a laugh. You're looking for something to take with you in your very uncertain, unpredictable lives. Unpredictable is probably the better word, not uncertain. Let's see, I think there's so people, okay, so Nick is in the chat. Nick has entered the chat. A client, or should I say past client, not sure, but we talk from time to time. And yeah, and I still haven't opened your message. I've had so many messages over the last few days, and I have a hard time replying these days. I think it's so exhausting to look at the screen. And I had birthdays, so I got a lot of messages, but I'll get back to you soon. Tonight, I will do that. Khalil? Where? Dubai. Is it true that is like everybody rich in Dubai? I see some YouTubers going there, and maybe they get flown out there, and I wonder why they're going there. Are they just going there to swim in money? That's a very ignorant conclusion I've made about those pictures from Dubai, people showing off with the champagne bottles in the background and stuff. All right, Kosovo. I've been close to that place, not entirely, and I'm glad you're still following me. Are you following me? Since forever? I better take a look at my background here. How do you look like? Thanks for that first thumb up. We have enough people here to get 12 thumbs up. Maybe everyone will do it. That never happens. But maybe this time everybody will click thumb up. That would be awesome to see. I'm in Oslo. And where are you, Tova? Officer of the watches. I've seen you 1,000 times there. Loyal person. Honestly, Fred, are you not thinking too much for the subjects that are not really matter? Why don't you focus your energy to the science and develop a mind-blowing invention to help humanity? I don't think I could invent anything physical. I could invent a theory. That's what I could do. Fredosopher. And I have this one theory of, I've been digging into something called inquiry, which is from an Indian spiritual teacher, meditational guy, living in a cave. He lived in a cave for 10 years, and he came back to society, and people just gathered around him over 5-6 decades later. And he never charged money for his teachings. He just sat in silence pretty much and talked when he wanted to, or talked when he felt like it, and when people asked him questions. And he had this great insight into the nature of our humanity, and one method that could cut through the ego's fancy tricks. You know, any egos in here? Any egos in the chat? Let me know if you have one. Well, I have one. I have many, in fact, many aspects of my personality. And whenever I struggle with something, many ways of struggling, right? It could be frustration, anger, it could be low confidence or depression. And there's, all these aspects are a part of us. There are different reactions in the human psyche. But we all share one big illusion, all right, and one lie, one core misunderstanding in our psyche, and that is that we have a separated self, a sense. There's a sense of self that we mistaken to be an actual self. That you are just that body looking at the screen. And that has fascinated me over the last few months. And it has made me this interest in going to question the reality of, Fred. Is humbling. And I haven't really seen any downsides with doing it. I've just seen myself becoming more peaceful. Um, because every time there's a frustration or anger, there's an identification uh, with the ego, with some kind of self that you're trying to protect. I'm the awesome guy, or I'm the good guy, good person, or I'm the bad person. Even some people, uh, feed off from being the bad one. We have all these aspects that we identify with and protect, and these are shadow aspects of our human psyche. And if we go down to the root and we ask ourselves, who is the one who experiences this? And who is the one who gets angry? Who is angry? Who is the one who has these thoughts? To whom do they occur? And why do we do this? Why do we ask that question? Well, because when it really comes down to it, I'll ask you right now, who is the one who experiences your thoughts? Who is the one who experiences your feelings? What? Who? What? You can use either. Okay, there's probably a silent background that you can sense. It's in the way back there. Okay? What's experiencing, what's looking, what's observing your thinking, your thoughts, your sensations in your body, your emotions? Okay, so there's an experiencer. There's something that is experiencing, an observer. And it is quite empty, and it hasn't moved one single bit from when you were born until now, right? No matter what is going on, no matter how you feel, how sick you or healthy you are, this little thing, this thing here, doesn't move. It can't be defined. It's always there, always. What was here 5 minutes ago? That is also here now. It's the I amness. I amness. How about 5 days ago? What was here 5 days ago? That was here now. That is here right now. What is this thing that doesn't change? The I amness. How about 15 years ago? The I amness. And the more you come down to it, the more you will probably see that it doesn't even move, whether you are born or dead, and that it doesn't. But this is maybe I'm not going to go there today, but I'm sure you can accept that within this life, this consciousness is not really moving the observer. Of course, you can feel different. You can feel like shit. You can feel like a zombie one day, and you can feel really awake one day. But that light looking out of you, whatever it is, that nothingness that is still something, that is not changing. So yeah, I'm working back to your comment on making up, inventing something. I will definitely do my best to push this kind of talk further about the nature of our psychology, which is the I thought, the identification with ourselves. And why do I talk about this? Because this is that is the freedom. I made videos on this channel to show people that they could free themselves and open up themselves to the world of people around them. there are girls in many of the videos, and I've had many guys come up to me and said that they were very inspired watching these videos. And some guys have been saying I was really depressed when I saw your videos, and you helped me get through the day, or I started getting the courage to talk to girls just because of watching your videos. I'm not taking credit for there were a lot of other people doing videos like this, but it really it hit people in the heart on their various journeys, wherever some of these people were in that spectrum of wanting to free themselves more, open up themselves more socially. And I used to have social anxiety, so I know exactly how it feels like to not feel free, to be yourself around other people. And then I made these videos, overcame the social anxiety, made these videos. And, even though I could speak to girls or get people to laugh or applaud my presence, sounds quite narcissistic. In a sense it is, and that's also my point. I still didn't feel, there was still more to go. There was still more, where's this freedom that I wanted? Where's this authenticity? And I realized there's only one thing that is actually constant here in life, and that's this I amness. And you are it. You are that. So my journey after all these videos became about resting and remembering my core nature, which is that I amness. Okay. Spiritual enlightenment, some people call it. Some people call it becoming woke. That's this popular term. Some people don't use a very fancy word. They just use presence, being present in the moment. And that's the true freedom. And it also helped me in my social life even. Because I didn't need people's approval as much. Because why would I? I'm still the same. Nothing can add to what I already am. Nothing can subtract to what I already am. Nothing that people say or don't say to me can change any of that. I'm still here, always here. Okay, I might get wrinkles, I might lose my hair. I'm still here. I might lose my arm. I'm still here. And maybe someone will say, well, if you lose your brain, you won't be here. That won't be there anymore. Well, how much of the brain do you mean? Okay, people say, I am my brain. And then I say, well, how much of your brain are you? Are you, certain brain waves? Are you half of your brain? Are you a part of your brain? Where's the self that you think you are? Where is it? Nobody can really find it. It's like we're looking for a mouse in the house and we can never find it. So we can act like there's no mouse in the house. Okay? How deep is this for you? Is it way too deep? Okay. I will come to Dubai one day for sure. Um, I see all these YouTubers going there. Why is it? What's fun about Dubai then? Can you convince me? Not everybody's actually cheaper than Europe. There's a place for rich and middle class and poor. Come visit here and make some videos. Okay, so it's definitely not what I think, exactly what I think it. I just imagine all this money raining from heaven. Mentori, thanks for your niceness. You're Torsha from Russia. All right, that's a badass name. I know you like traveling and you haven't yet visited the desert, so come here to Dubai and enjoy, make some videos and try pick up girls if you could. I think you cannot. Oh, really? Maybe it's very conservative there in Dubai, and you gotta get on a few dates in order to get some action. Nick says we all have an ego, but not you, Nick. I think everyone has an ego once in a while, says Hector. Yeah, it comes to the surface once in a while. I think we're carrying it. Yeah, I don't want to get too philosophical. I don't want to discuss too. I fall into that trap sometimes when people share something that they some insight. My mind will be like discuss it because I don't see it exactly the way you see it. You can have a mind-blowing realization and you make concluded with those words. Everybody has an ego once in a while, and you will see what that means for you, and then I will hear those words and I will be like, well, you could use a different word, you know. So I will get better at that, not crush people's aha moments. Yes, very deep and interesting, but when you're gonna start picking up chicks naked, it might take a while until I do that. But people don't. What happens with people not watching my videos? Just 1% is watching my videos now of my subscribers. Do you guys really think that if I do videos like that, I will get the views coming back again? Help me brainstorm what I should do with my channel, because I'm so confused and I have been extremely frustrated about my YouTube life for these past 3 years or so. And I mean, some part of me think it's probably the algorithm has not kept me in favor due to controversial content on some of my videos. But I mean, I think it's pretty fair. The algorithm is probably pretty fair. The algorithm wants, YouTube algorithm is trying to bring people what they want to watch, because it's in YouTube's biggest interest to just keep people on the channel. So, on my YouTube feed, everything that shows up there's a lot of podcasts and informative educational videos not that much entertainment actually. Um, Not that much YouTubers. More of if you can count the podcasters, the comedians. Rogan and Chris D'Elia, Theo Vaughn. Uh, Maybe they will show up some Jordan Peterson video once in a while. I don't watch too much of him, but he's everywhere, right? Stuff like that shows up. Some self-improvement, some spiritual guru maybe, and not that much YouTubers, more long-form content. So maybe I should do something like that. So that's why I'm doing this right now. I'm testing with a live stream, a long talk, and I will go through the footage, cut it down to 10 minutes, and then leave that on my channel. Maybe that will be my new type of content. We'll still do pranks once in a while. But there's, first of all, it's very difficult to become a successful prankster now, unless you're willing to work, countless hours. And if you're passionate about, if you don't get burned out, filming these, kind of clickbaity videos. You know what I mean by that? And if you want to be real. So, but some kind of value I'm looking to bring. What do you guys think that I can give you? What would you still watch? Why do you watch me? Why do you watch me right now? If I can greet Luigi, I don't know who Luigi. You mean the Nintendo Mexican guy who's buddies with besties with or in a gay relationship with Super Mario? Is that the Luigi you talk about? This is Oslo. Kaifu. Lepre says please. I'm just acknowledging everybody here, so everybody feels accepted. Are you back to uploading regular content? Yeah, pretty much. So I have 3 or 4 prank type of videos in the pipeline now. They're pretty simple. They're not, blockbuster prank videos. So I'm starting a little slow here, and if I see potential in it, if it's fun, I'll keep doing it, and also increasing the efforts. But I will definitely do some social freedom and teach people how to open up themselves, not only to the social world around them, teach social skills, but also to feel good about themselves, more confident in their own presence in the world, because that hangs together with your social life. You gotta have something. You gotta have an infrastructure. So we're working on that infrastructure. I'm working on mine, and so that's what I'm most interested in. That infrastructure there. Turning stones around, aspects of our personalities, egos. Look behind them. I don't want to walk around in this world and have, be afraid of everything. Okay? Or I want to be the least afraid I can be. What is our fears? Maybe ultimately our fears are to not exist, or something along those lines, death, or yeah, that we're worthless, that we're not spreading our DNA around, or that we don't leave a mark on the world, things like that. And that has a lot to do with our egos again. So that's why I'm very interested in the nature of ego. And have you ever seen just a brilliant performance or brilliant art? Usually in that moment, let's say it's Frank Sinatra, or maybe he's probably full of ego, right? But like he's the pinnacle of ego on two legs, right? Like he sings all these songs, and it's uh, all rich people listening to him, and he wears a suit. But let's say something just great. I can't think of anything. Maybe Lionel Messi, okay, and the way he plays football. Okay, he's not really in his. I imagine he's not really thinking much when he's in it. Or somebody who's just a very good singer, like an opera singer or something. Andrea Bocelli, okay. He that's he can't be all worried about himself and in his head when he's gonna sing beautifully to us. And if you're gonna perform, then the ego, will mess up if it's there. At the same time, it's probably driving you in some sense, but at some point it has an expiring date, and you have to look through it and leave it out, leave it at the door. Okay. I do picking up girls naked in Austria. Show me. The title and the description. What? Isn't it just a newsletter in my description? Or is there some load of bullcrap as well? I'd like to know. The bad thing about this is I have a running nose sometimes, and when I'm live, you can't go back in time and make you unsee those eruptions. I'm Adam says, "What up, Freddy?" I say, "Hello, Adam. Missing you naked here in Brazil." Good to know. I have a naked video from Brazil. Did you guys know that? Never talked about it. Never posted it. I didn't dare to post it. It was in the dark too. And maybe I will soon. We'll see about it. It's pretty. It's very YouTube unfriendly. Padre, how to talk to people? Is that a question, or you just wanted to say how to talk to people? Missing to see your testicles bumping. All right, you're a crazy mofo. Here, the chat clown. Padre, and how you make what? How you make friends? Well, you do things you like, and then you run into people who like the same things, and then maybe you get along. I can see stuff in my nose here. Excuse me for a second. Promise you, it was not Coke. I didn't take a Coke break. Fabian kannst das lesen. I don't know. Don't play mind games with me in your own languages here. Okay, remember I'm in the room. Okay, I don't create like an ally against me here in a different language that I don't understand. I like you to Google Google. How to get cured from what? From social anxiety, Padre? From social anxiety, you will cure if you first of all are okay with being socially socially anxious. That your anxiety is telling you something. It's giving you information, valuable information. It tells you that maybe you think some dark things about yourself, and this situation is triggering that part of you. Okay, because I can see my annoying nose there. I will hide that little spot. But yeah, if you're around people and you feel socially anxious, right? You're triggered in some way. Those people are triggering a part of you that you may not like, or maybe a part of you that says I don't like you. Okay, let's. If your name is Padre, it's probably not Padre, but Padre, I don't like you. Okay, you're worthless, and you should have been a different way than you are. And you're going to be alone, by the way, because none of these people will ever connect with you, and they won't understand you because you're weird and very different and unique, like uniquely different. And this is kind of a narcissism going on here as well. There may be maybe there are some things about you that you haven't felt praised for, okay, in life. Okay, maybe you're a different person who don't do very well in school. Maybe you have ADHD or maybe a hyperactive tendency. You want to go out and look at flowers. Maybe that's your passion. That's what you would do if you had nobody who told you what to do. That's what you would do all day. You would draw flowers. Okay, and because of your immense passion in drawing your flowers, you're so busy thinking about that, picturing flowers everywhere you go. Okay. Um, you probably get a lot of girlfriends if you actually channel, if you're actually more open about that interest. Uh, but yeah, maybe when people talk about football, you will not relate. Okay, and that's fine. But it gets really worse if you think about yourself. I'm such a I'm such a freak, okay, because I can't relate to anybody. It's fine not to relate with anyone, but this feels extra lonely in a classroom, right? But if you were out of school and you could join a community where other people are drawing flowers, you would suddenly have a community around you. So sometimes social anxiety arises in people who feel very different than the people that they are around in a certain community where most people are not like them. But that's one trigger, okay? But the amount of social anxiety that you feel will have everything to do with the way you talk to yourself and what you believe about yourself. So whenever somebody does this to you, maybe you get this heart race and you feel this white fear in your whole nervous system, in your spine, and taking over you, sweating. And if you're gonna say something, it doesn't really come out. If somebody yells at you, it you have trouble speaking up for yourself. That's a certain type of social anxiety that I've had a load of, and still feel sometimes. Yeah, people. It depends on who, but yeah, sometimes I can feel. Um, I can have trouble speaking up for myself if an let's say an alpha male who has taken control over the we have roles. Somebody can become dominant, and then when you have given away your whole self to that person, maybe you'll have trouble standing up for yourself when you feel like it, when you feel like you have needs. Okay, where was I? Social anxiety. Yeah, that's a certain type of social anxiety, but it has everything. The amount of social fear will be about your relationship with yourself. So what I like to do is be okay with the anxiety. So whenever you can stand in the discomfort of social anxiety, don't resist the feeling, because when we resist the feeling, we create more of that anxiety, because we repress it even more. And so the worst about social anxiety is the anxiety about the judgment of the anxiety. The anxiety is self-judgment. Okay, you may think that you're socially anxious because all of these people are judging you, but the one who has the entire say in the end is you. You judging yourself. So and you may look at other people. Okay, 16 people are judging me right now, and that's a lot. And one of them is Greg's grandfather, and a lot of people respect him. So it's probably true that they are right, that I'm no good, that I'm inferior. Okay, so you make that conclusion yourself. You judging yourself, thinking that some authority is correct. You're doing it. But the truth is that there is no such authority, no matter who is criticizing you. Okay. It's always an ego. It's a mind. It's thoughts. And thoughts are not entirely true. They're never totally true, because thoughts are descriptions. They're not the things that they describe. When if you buy a bottle of Coca-Cola in the soda dispenser, I don't think you would drink the description, the paper around the bottle. You will not take that off and drink it or eat it, would you? You would drink the damn cola. Okay, you wouldn't but we do this. We get involved. We get lost in our thinking. What is and the thinking that we hear from our parents and society. We just pick these ideas up and we believe them. We believe that certain people are better than others. Certain people are good. Certain people are bad. Some things are evil and some things are nice. Some things should be and some things should not be. And that it's somehow wrong to be the way you are. And there's always somebody coming in, but some things should really not be. But if something shouldn't be, then it's not. If something's wrong with the universe, or with the way the world is, then it wouldn't be. Then it would not be at all. How can anything be wrong? Okay, from a spiritual or philosophical standpoint, objective standpoint. Okay. Yeah, sit with that, because we believe that, we judge ourselves compared to that belief that some things shouldn't be. And then I shouldn't be like this. Okay, but we have interests, of course. We want to survive and be accepted. But then we need to ask ourselves, why do we want to, first of all, be accepted? And then later we can also ask ourselves, why do we want to survive? But that's a deeper question. Why do we need to? And that doesn't mean that we should kill ourselves. No. In fact, that happens usually when we are really scared of existence. Scared of being ourselves, showing up as our vulnerable, as our uniqueness. We're scared of that power that we have and how much responsibility that could be. You guys are with me? I'm going on an incredible rant here. Just checking in on the cuestiones. There's a lot of things have been said the last 10 minutes here. How to get cured. Thanks, Geordie89. How did you cure yourself? You ever traveled to Southeast Asia? I haven't. A dog sucking mango. Can you imagine that? Now I can. Scandist, love you. You mean Scandinavists? Is that what we're called? Scandists? Teach me how to avoid cringe conversations with girls. It comes down to the same thing that I'm talking about here, to explore your inner fears and your self-judgment. And, you know, seeing through some misconceptions you have about reality and the way you compare yourself with reality around you. And it's just some misunderstandings and some incorrect perceptions that creates this struggle and this resistance and anxiety. If you think that you should be a certain way and you're not, you will be anxious. Okay. But if you think there's nothing wrong with being the way you are, you will be less anxious. Got it? Okay. Nate Spurs says he's thinking about his taxes. Oh, that was probably for somebody else in the comments, because I don't know. Well, I'm certainly not thinking about my taxes. I don't have a whole lot to tax, actually. Mamad. So why you're not getting naked anymore? Do you guys really like that? Those videos? Aren't you done with that? I feel... or are you new to the channel? You just discovered it. I feel like YouTube's over that now. My nakedness. Eric, are you in Norway? I'm in Norway, yeah. Did you suffer from depression? I've definitely not been the most depressed guy I've met or heard about. I think I've been pretty good with depressions. I mean, not gone into deep depressions, but like long depressions. I've had one a few years ago in 2015 uh, that I can remember. But defining depression is quite hard because you have to compare with other people, and then you can't really feel their how it is to be them. So it's hard to. But relatively speaking, from my worst time was probably in 2015, maybe sometime in my teenage years when I was uh, 17, 18. Um, I had some rough times. But I keep my body moving, and I think that's very good against depression, to get out of the head. Also great for anxiety. The anxiety isn't here, guys. And so, because it's fear, it's thoughts. We're believing our thoughts, going into these conspiracy theories about ourselves. And we can get crazy. Okay. So, we need a certain amount of movement in our lives. You know, if you're not in physical activity 3 times a week, you're missing out on more well-being than you currently have. I'm 29. I just turned 2 days ago. My golden birthday. 29th September, 29th of age. Reverend whenever remembers me. Okay. Handle yourself and you can handle anything. Yeah. It's simple, just accept that maybe people think the worst and enjoy living with it. If it's scary, look the worst fear in the eyes, accept it. It'll be uncomfortable forever, and then it'll get better. Nice fear rant. We're all uniques. Hi Freddy, how do you make a living? I struggle making one. That's why I'm making videos for you here. And yeah, I need to remember to sign up for my newsletter. Because one thing I know is I can help people. I just don't put myself out there in front of the people who need help. But yeah, I offer therapy, coaching, social confidence coaching. If you're here now on this chat, you can say that you were on this chat, and I can give you cheap lessons for 40 USD for an hour. 50 minutes. It'll probably be 50 minutes. Okay, so if you want that, then we can schedule something. Or if you want an introduction call and we can talk about how things will be, we can also do that. And we can do that for free, like a 20-minute talk. And we can talk about, you know, whether you can ask me questions about the work we do together. And if we're a fit, we'll do work. Work on your anxiety, your social confidence, your well-being here on this planet, around people. Help you find a purpose in life, a direction in life, more self-esteem, more freedom in your social life, and in your mental and perhaps spiritual life. So you can feel at peace, okay? Feel comfortable in your own skin. So hit me up if that sounds interesting to you. I actually have low battery now, so I better get to the end of this. Let's scroll fast through here. Things get amazing, yeah, when you see infinity. Nate, I'm in South Asia. Never felt more free. Good for you, man. Travel by yourself, guys, if you haven't done that. I'm still on NoFap. I have, I mean, I don't think about it too much. I don't count the days too much, but I'm usually on that, yeah. And it gives me a little more, I think, testosterone and a little more umph in my life. Do you speak German? I don't. Nice, nice. Okay. Hello from Argentina. Okay, so I made it through the comments now. This live stream will turn off anytime soon. Yes, it'll turn off in 30 seconds. So thanks for joining with me. Newsletter, sign up for the best goddamn writing since the goddamn Bible. And hit me up if you want a therapy session. 40 USD for 50 minutes if you're on this chat now. Usually it has been way more. Peace out. Thanks everybody for